Okie dokie, this is an update from a previous video. I don't know if I put up or not, but if I have, then you'll know what I'm on about. So basically these are 22.5 inch Alcoa super singles. Now I tried spinning the edge down on the lathe and the noise was just so horrendous that I had to give up on that. So I decided what I was going to do is I was going to chuck my mill with the mill head on reverse on the saddle, and I've literally just got enough space between the roof and the machine. But the problem I was having is I was having a ultra zing bell effect. So whenever you tried, even if you just went, it would go bing, and it would keep on ringing until you had to stop it. So I put up a post on a couple machinist forums, and some people suggested some stuff, and this is what I've ended up with to take the bell out of it. I've got myself some 16mm heater hose and a joiner, and then what I've done is I've just killed some twin and earth to get 5 lengths. So I've basically hooked it round the holes there, brought it round, that's pressing down on there, and I've put a seat belt. Basically I've just tied the seat belt thus and then just pulled everything up against it, and that has made this dead. I've still got to sort out the very front, because at the front you've still got a ting, whereas at the back you got a little bit of a ting, but not like the front. So I've got to figure out how to add to the front of this to take the ting out. But my problem is obviously my little Colchester Triumph lathe isn't exactly built for this job. So that is how much clearance that I've got. That cable there just clears nicely and no more. I've probably got a 1mm clearance. So first stage done. Next stage is I've got to get some bolts to bolt this to the saddle, and then I can cut these 22.5s down to 22. So basically every single piece of information that I found on the interweb is basically roughly where that line there is to the edge has got to be flat. So that is taking just over 3mm out of that edge and 0 onto that edge, and that allows the 22 to sit nicely. Obviously you've seen other videos that I've made of wheels where I can make say I can make a 10-inch go to a 12, a 12-inch go to a 14, a 13 into a 15, but 15 into 17 doesn't work, because the larger the circumference, actually the larger the hole gets in the middle. It's a math I don't quite understand. So I don't do 15s into 17s. I can do 15s into 16s, but I can't do 15s into 17s or anything larger than that. So these are designed to take 22s. Now, I think I've actually got a tyre on a wheel here somewhere. I can't show you on that one, because that's a 22 on a 22.5. There's no machining being done there. But what you can actually do is you can see it on this wheel, because this is a 22 on a 22.5. Now, if you look at this gap here, okay, by the time you start going round, that gap disappears, and then it starts reappearing there and getting back up to there. So basically you have got to take the distance between there to there, yeah, and how far deep it is from the bottom to the edge. Now that is 6.5mm. So what you've got to do is you've got to take 3.25mm off the seat there, and you've got to take 3.25mm off the seat there, and that allows the 22-inch tyre to sit on the 22.5, just absolutely lovely. And then what you've got then is this height here. You're also having to take the 3.5mm off there, and you're having to take the 3.5mm off there. Now with the super singles, what you're ended up with, I mean, this tyre is stretched to hell, but we've got different tyres which are over there, which are the right size. This curbing strip here, we need to take that back to that line there. I don't know what they're going to look like on that type of super single, because this one here is, I don't know, it's off something else and it hasn't got the holes in it. Whereas the one we're doing over here is a type with the hole in it, and it doesn't look like it's got as much edge. But again, the edge will just be coming off to, well, about half that distance. So whatever that is, that looks about 10 mil, so it'll be down to about 5. But yep, it is coming along, wheel spacers, or wheel adapters. I cast a couple out of alley, and that weighs just 6.5 kilos. We've got the correct size bolts which go through there. Now this one here is ended up just as a template because we've decided to go out of steel. So what I've done is I've taken some, fuck me, that one's still heavy. I've taken some 30mm steel plate and I've done that index onto there. This is the depth which it's sat at. Then I've got to pull the center out of there to make it like that. And then basically I've got, it's not handy, but cut the center out of a wheel. And then the wheel sits lovely into that recess. And then once that's sat in that recess, I can drill the 8 holes. Once I got the 8 holes and that done and this done, then I turn it round and I basically skim out the center of the hole to yon size. And then while I've got it back to front, I also just give the back of it a skim. So that weighs 6.5 kilos. One of those is just under 13. So it is what it is. There's guys.